thinking, right? We were thinking about where do we find that sweet spot where we can talk to our young scholars as well as their parents, not to change their mindset, but perhaps give them an opportunity to change that kitchen table conversation. And so, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about being able to determine our financial situation. So, in order to do that, a couple of things that I always implore people to do is that you got to know what you spend your money on. And I think that's true whether you are a young person or whether you're an old person, right? I talked to one of my peers, and he has this thing that he says, and it still hits home for me even being in the same industry as him. He said, you know what, when you think about your money, every dollar should have a destination. And that is so very true. And if you don't think that it's true, think back to the last time you had a $20 bill in your pocket, right? You may have been out, you may have been enjoying your day, whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, once that $20 bill was broken, you went back home and you started to empty your pockets out. And all of a sudden, you had a couple of single dollar bills, maybe a couple of coins. The reality is that because you did not have a plan for that $20 bill, somebody else did. And so what we talk to people about is being able to know what you spend your money on. But it's equally important for you to know how much money you earn every single month. And a lot of times, people say, I go to work and I get my paycheck, and you're expecting a paycheck to be a particular way. But a lot of times what ends up happening, somebody else has made a plan for your money. So you don't really know how much you've actually earned. You're trying to figure out, well, crap, how do I make what? How do I get more month at the end of the money? And so what we try to do is make sure that we keep everybody locked in on those two things. And the reason why they are so important, because once we understand those two things, we have an opportunity to find out what disposable income we have. Now, disposable income is not money that you're taking and throwing away. By no means is that what it is, but what it does do is tell you how much money you have after your monthly expenses are taken care of. And so when you understand that balance, right, about how much disposable income is coming in, how much money you're spending out there, how much money, you have going out, it allows you to set up your financial priorities. That is really determining where your money goes. And so whether you're young or whether you're old, I challenge my children to think about where they're going to spend their money and will they get the biggest bang for their buck. Because only until then that we understand our financial priorities that we can truly set financial goals, whether it be to create a savings account out there that's going to help us get through the next 6 months, right? An emergency savings account, whether it is to purchase a new vehicle or maybe upgrade some things in our home, or perhaps it's even about being